Oh, baby, fellas, we are back. This weekend is the return of the Mac. And this is probably the latest prediction video out of anyone that has dropped. But that's okay, man. We're going to get into the fight card now. Conor McGregor returns to the octagon this weekend. This card, top to bottom, is an absolute banger. I'm so excited for this. I cannot wait, dude. We got some good cards afterwards, but obviously the main focus is on these two gentlemen right here. Highly anticipated return is very clearly an understatement. So let's get right into it. Whoop, whoop. Oh, I'm folding. Hold on. Oh, I'm folding. Shit. There we go. All right. Starting at the bottom, man. We got, oh man, this is just bangers all the way through. Alessandro Costa versus Cody Durden. Uh, I mean, Cody Durden's been doing it recently, but I can't pick Cody Durden to win a fight. Who's Alessandro Costa been fighting? Okay, he beat Matt Schnell. Neither one of these guys are going to do anything in the any damage in the flyweight rankings. But for this one, I do like Costa. I'm going to go with Costa by finish in the later rounds. Moving on, Ryan Gondra versus Zachary Reese. Now, Zachary Reese has promised us violence in the embeddeds, but bro, again, I just can't put my money on Zachary Reese to win a fight. At plus 110 against Ryan Gondra, I don't hate it, but he does get chinned sometimes. And like I said, this guy, to put money on this guy to cause violence, I just don't know that I can do it, man. I want to pick the American. I don't see Zachary Reese winning a fight. Ryan Gondra, who did he fight? Okay, he beat Medina. That's a good win. And that's it in the UFC. Round one knockout in 41 seconds. I think Ryan Gondra will probably chin Zach Reese, if I'm being honest. I'm rooting for him. I never want to, go against the American and go for the Brazilian. But if Gondra can secure a round one knockout, that's probably the more likely scenario, which I'm going to be probably betting on. Next up, we got Farid Basharat versus John Garza. Now, Farid Basharat, the decisionator, is plus 750 to get a knockout against a 17-year-old on 6 days' notice. Kid's 17, right? There's no way that he's not. No, I'm just kidding. He's not 17. I don't know how old he is, but he's probably older than 17. But he doesn't look like it, man. This should be a layup for Basharat. Should be. But it's not going to be an exciting fight. This is probably going to be the worst fight on the card, if I'm going to be honest. I can see Basharat just smothering him for 3 straight rounds, not doing anything about it. We'll go ahead and say Basharat decision here, as will everyone else. Okay, next up we got Pinas, the Peen Man, coming to lay down some Pinas against Cesar Almeida. What has Cesar Almeida done recently in the UFC? Lost Alex Ajic. Is that his brother, or is that him? Let's say that's the other Alex Ajic. Okay. You know, nothing too crazy, man. This card is a banger, but I am such a casual that I just don't know what's going on. Pinas obviously been putting it together. Oh yeah, he fought Wes Schultz. That's crazy. We saw him in the Contender Series. We saw him against Wes Schultz, I guess. This could go either way. Almeida having the better level of comp, but I think they're putting Pinas up against him so he can lay down some pipe on a card like this and get his name value up there. Even though his name value is pretty hard. So we're going to go ahead and go Pinas by knockout here on Cesar Almeida. Round one. I'll go ahead and take it. I think that's the layup that's going to happen here. And next up, we got Tracy Cortez versus Wang Kong. How this is a pick 'em, I don't know. I know Wang Kong's lost recently, but holy shit, Tracy Cortez is so bad. Terrible. And I'm not talking bad like, man, she's so bad, man. No, she's genuinely terrible. Jeez. Wang Kong is going to win by knockout. We're going to move on. I don't like that fight. Next up, Luke Riley versus Kai Kamaka 3. The third. I kind of hate this fight too, but for different reasons. I think this is going to be a banger of a fight, and I wish they didn't do this fight because I think these are two prospects that could go pretty far in featherweight. And I think this is I think Kamaka coming in as a sizable underdog is probably correct, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kamaka made this into a dogfight and was able to squeak this out against Luke Riley. Luke Riley's put it together in his last few fights. He's taken that first round to kind of get going, and then pop, 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 and then he'll just throw it on you. Like I said, I don't know what kind of competition he's faced compared to Kai Kamaka. Okay, Michael Haswell Jr. Nothing crazy. Kamaka just coming off a knockout win, I believe, against a nobody. So you know what? Like, I just don't understand why you put two young guys against each other like this. Thank you, UFC website, $1 billion company. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it. I love just sitting here and not being able to use the site in which it's intended. It's my favorite. Oh man, it's awesome. I love this. Anyway, I don't want to fence right on this one. I think Luke Riley's going to knock him out in round two, and that's what I'll be putting my money on. Dude, the UFC website is so bad. I don't understand why it's this bad. Moving on, we got Cody Garbrandt versus Adrian Yanez. Cody Garbrandt coming off a very interesting fight, to say the least. Got kicked in the nuts 9 times, threw up in the ring, won a decision based off of point deductions. But man, let's be honest, I don't think Cody Garbrandt's going to win a fight in the UFC in the big 2026 anymore. I hate the fact that Adrian Yanez is about to go out there and slam him out, but I think Adrian Yanez is going to go out there and slam him out. I don't think Cody Garbrandt can take these hits anymore, man. And I hate to say it, and at a minus 425 dog, it's like, yeah, I would love to watch Cody go out there and do it. And I don't think it's impossible. I just don't think he's as motivated or as fast as he once was. I don't love this for him. I think Yanez goes out there and gets it done by knockout round two. Moving on, we got Gable Stevenson versus Alicia Ellison. Now, Gable Stevenson is in a very interesting relationship with John Jones. It's pretty clear that they have something a little bit special that not a lot of people get to see the behind the scenes on. They're real close, and if you guys see them in Power Slap or watching any other events, they're all over each other. And knowing John Jones' history and looking at the questionable public displays of affection, quite honestly, that they're putting against each other, it's safe to say that they're going to try and feed Gable Stevenson a layup based off of that relationship. And that's exactly what they've done here. But Gable Stevenson did not look as good as I'd want him to look in his last fight, and to be coming in here as minus 2,500 favorite is insane. I could see even minus 1,000. I could see minus 700 is probably realistic. But dude, minus 2,500 is nuts. Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, he's going to do that thing where he feints or throws a punch and then goes immediately for the takedown and then tries to finish on the ground. That's great, man. It's great. You're not the new era of heavyweight. And I think this guy takes my most hated heavyweight um, over what's his nuts who just fought. I can't remember. Josh Hokett. Josh Hokett's, he's coming around, man. I'm coming around to Josh Hokett. Gable Stevenson, however, I don't want to be coming around him, if you know what I'm saying. I don't, you know, we got some certain things that took place. He had an interesting college life. I don't want to get too specific here, but people are putting some pressure on McGregor that probably should be directed towards Gable Stevenson, because if there was no loophole in the I believe it's Minnesota state legislature that allowed him to walk clean from a certain allegation, he might not be fighting in the UFC today if this happened a little bit more recently. But that's about as specific as I want to get on this topic. So we're going to go ahead and say Gable Stevenson gets this one done in round one by finish. But 2,500 is insane. I'm not touching this fight with a 10-foot pole. Next up, we got Bobby Knuckles, Nikita Krylov. Bobby Knuckles moving up to light heavy. Brought the whole family out to this one. Man, he's a wholesome dude. I love Robert Whitaker, man. And I really don't want to see him get slammed out on the biggest stage in the world in front of, on a McGregor card as a future prelim. But I'm afraid that is what is going to happen. Whitaker got finished by DeRitter, and that's aging poorly, quite honestly. Krylov getting the win over Bukowskis earlier this year is a better win than a loss is as getting finished by DeRitter. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but I just kind of, you can lose and your stock still go up. We'll get to Patty in a second, but I just don't know, man. Coming in against a ranked light heavyweight, the UFC website, it's so terrible, dude. I get rage baited every time by the UFC website. But how do you not fix this by now? This is garbage, dude. I'm breathing. Okay. I think that Whitaker probably goes in there and gets chinned by Nikita Krylov. I hope it doesn't happen, man, for my sanity. I've included in my parlay this fight to end within the distance. But I wouldn't mind losing that bet to see Robert Whitaker go out there and get a win at light heavyweight. That would be fun. He was looking pretty fast against DeRitter, man. I don't know what to think anymore. I just hope he doesn't get killed. I'm gonna go with Nikita Krylov by knockout. Late third round knockout. I can see that happening. Moving on, we got King Green, Bobby versus Terrence McKinney. Bobby Green's, he's never been what people would consider a normal UFC fighter, but he's been a little loosey goosey leading up to this one, trying to play this card like Tim and Terrence McKinney were boys. Like, yo, we were hanging out like a week before they announced this fight, bro. Like, but Terrence McKinney said that they hung out once, and like this is just kind of their job, man. Like you can come across somebody in the Apex or the PI and just chill with them for a little bit, and that can be considered hanging out. I don't know to what context they were really hanging out. Maybe they both got invited to a podcast or something, man. But like, this isn't going to be some kind of buddy thing. I mean, I can see them both respecting each other, but this one's going to come out exactly how people expect this one. I think this is a round one finish, and I think Bobby Green is on the worst end. I think Bobby Green gets finished by Terrence McKinney round one. Terrence McKinney did 8 fights, eight first round finishes, in the UFC, no bonus. Go out there and do it against Bobby Green, big name. Just got custom shorts, just got good wins. This could be Terrence McKinney's coming out party. It could be his, the next step that he needs to take, and I hope it is, man. I like Terrence McKinney a lot. Florida boy, fellow Florida boy. Terrence McKinney's going to go out there and knock him out round one. And speaking of round one knockouts, maybe not round one, but Lonnie Kavanaugh is going to knock out Brandon Royval. And I hate to say that, man, because I like Royval too. But Josh Van cracked him. He landed 200 million punches on his face. And I wouldn't say Josh Van has the heaviest knockout power. He kind of just beats the shit out of you for the entire fight. And then towards the end of that fight, cracked him, knocked him down. If that fight lasted even half a minute longer, he was going to finish it on the ground. Kavanaugh's displayed some good power, even at flyweight. Who's he got knockout wins against? Charles Johnson for one. Okay, I guess that's his only knockout in the UFC. Well, that's okay. He's proven he can get a knockout. Charles Johnson, it's an okay knockout to get. But speaking of emerging talent, man, I don't understand. Like how do you make this much money and have this dog shit of a website? I just don't understand. It's every week. It's every single week. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Lonnie Kavanaugh is going to be able to do it. This is kind of that card where it's the McGregor card. So on the undercard, you're going to see guys have a huge opportunity to show what they can do. And if you win a fight on a McGregor card, you have star power. You're going to get pushed up to the top of the rankings. And this is a title eliminator, essentially. Maybe one more. But I can see this being a title eliminator. Maybe not if Royval gets the win. But if Lonnie Kavanaugh gets a win here, I could see them putting him up for a title. Two young bucks, him and Josh Van. That would be a banger, man. That'd be such a banger. I'm excited to see what happens, but I think Kavanaugh goes out there and gets a late knockout, maybe third round knockout. Next up, banger, man. Corey Sandhagen, Mario Bautista. I don't know what to think about this one, man. Sauce the fence sitter. But Bautista with a very impressive display. Last fight against Oliveira. Before that, he fought really well against Umar. He's been putting together a couple good performances. Corey Sandhagen putting together a couple good performances. Honestly, I wish they matched up O'Malley and Sandhagen for a definitive title eliminator, and they put Bautista more against Zahabi. That would have just made more sense. The site's still fucking doing it. That would have just made more sense to me, man. And we would have seen Sandhagen versus O'Malley. I can see them doing Sandhagen versus O'Malley if Sandhagen wins this, and they probably should do that if we're getting the Merab and Yen rematch. I think that's what's going to happen, and I think Sandhagen's going to win this fight. Bautista's, man, I hate betting against Bautista, though, and as an underdog, this one it is pretty juicy. Sandhagen hasn't been showing a lot of violence, man, and Bautista is violent. I know that Aldo performance is something that's kind of seared into everyone's brain, but he'll go out there and throw down, man. I like to see it. I think Bautista could go out there and do his thing and get a finish, but I think Sandhagen is more skilled than him. He's been doing it a long time. He's going to go out there, and if he gets a win, then he's also in title contention, which I can see how this matchup is going to play out. I can see them announcing Sandhagen versus O'Malley almost immediately after this card is over, or at least he calls him out on the mic. This is where it finally happens, man. We've been begging for this as UFC fans. This is where it happens. Sandhagen goes out, gets a crafty decision win or submission, but I'm going to say he goes out there and gets a decision win over Mario Bautista. Moving on, Paddy Pimblett versus Benoit Saint Denis. Everyone's saying Paddy got fraud checked by Justin Gaethje, bro. Justin Gaethje is now the greatest of all time, honestly. Maybe let me not go crazy here, but Justin Gaethje, bro, he's pound for pound top 10 ever at this point. To go out there and beat an undefeated Ilia Topuria at the White House puts him in GOAT conversation, quite honestly. Like it or not, I don't love the fact that this is the position that we're in, but he's in GOAT talks now, and for him to go out there and beat Ilia Topuria makes Paddy Pimblett's decision loss look a hell of a lot better, man. I think it was a decision loss. Am I insane? Okay, yeah, all right. I'm not insane. I am insane, but not all that much. Paddy Pimblett, I can see him going out there and getting a finish over Benoit Saint Denis. BSD comes hard, bro. He comes out hard. Pause. But man, he does slow down towards the later rounds, and this is one. Paddy takes that first round, the first couple to kind of get going, and these are all things that his camp said in the embeddeds. So take it with a grain of salt. I do think that we could go out there. We could see Paddy go out there and get a first round finish, but I think this fight is going to end by finish, and I think Paddy's going to be the one to do it, man. Benoit Saint Denis coming off a couple good wins. He absolutely deserved this matchup. Paddy deserved this matchup. He got to fight down a little bit, but he's still fighting up. I mean, I guess, this one sets up. Talk about setups, man. Paddy Pimblett, well, he called out McGregor. I don't see that happening, but I could see us finally getting a Pimblett versus Topuria, because Paddy gets beat up, man, and he's going to probably need some time to recover. Even if he doesn't get beat up, man, he always takes time in between his fights. Ilia Topuria is he can't fight. Like he's on a suspension, medical suspension. So I think I can't see a world where BSD goes out there and submits him. I honestly can't. Paddy's ground game, the gym that he trains at, is just too good, man. He's too physical. I can see him stuffing the takedowns. And at that point, I don't see BSD going out there and getting a spectacular knockout against Paddy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the only way that BSD can get the victory here, his only method of victory, is smothering him into a decision. And I think Paddy's better than that. So I think Paddy's going to go out there and finish him. That's going to be my underdog play of the night. Moving on, the main event, what we're all here to witness. I want to scroll up. There we go. Conor McGregor versus Max Holloway. Now, their first fight, man, you can't even really take their first fight into consideration, considering how long ago it was. But this is just, nobody knows. I mean, really, nobody knows. I'm going to bring things into play that are not necessarily based on fighting. But let me get the fighting aspect out of the way first. McGregor hasn't fought in fucking 15 years, 20 years, and 30 years. and he is now moving back up to welterweight. So this is curious. I mean, he does have a knockout at featherweight, lightweight, welterweight. So he does retain the power for the most part. Now, this is Max's first fight at welterweight, and we haven't seen him retain too much of the power up at lightweight. Went to a decision with Charles, went to a decision with Dustin Poirier, and they didn't look insane. Obviously, Holloway has the spectacular knockout over the current champion, which I think is the most valuable fight that plays into this fight. But he broke his nose in the very first round and was just kind of beating up on him the whole time. The highlight that he got from that fight is insane, but Gaethje just kind of threw caution to the wind and stood in the center and banged with him because he knew it was his only chance. So I think Gaethje knew he was going to go out there and get slimed. Max obviously got the clip, got the knockout victory over the current champ at lightweight, but I don't know how much I value Max Holloway moving up to now welterweight, considering he probably walks around somewhere around 180. If I had to guess, 185. I don't know if the power is going to transfer, and I don't know if the power will be retained by McGregor. This is, since UFC 300, Holloway's got what, 5 fights and a knockout over the current champ and wins over some of the best in the sport ever. But who knows, man? McGregor's been saying he's been motivated. He's used the injury as motivation, and it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if he's being a little bit, I guess, facetious. I don't know if that's really the right word, but he's kind of putting on this. He's back. Conor McGregor's back. He's putting on this persona that he's back. I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let me bring a few other things into play. Sports gambling. We all do it. It's kind of one of the main things this channel is based upon. I've been seeing poly market ads with McGregor playing into this underdog role. I'm not even okay. I'm not gonna do the accent, but he's saying that you all have been doubting me, and then showing the underdog odds, which is kind of crazy for a company to be putting an ad out trying to influence people to bet on the underdog. I don't like it. Not only that, 90% of the money that has been bet on this fight is going to McGregor. And what do we know about sports books, bro? They don't like to lose money. There's no chance that they are about to get rinsed by Conor McGregor coming back after it's genuinely like 7 years. There's no way they're about to get rinsed, bro. As much as we'd love to watch it happen, this sport is ruled by the sports books, and I just can't see that happening. As much as I would love for it to happen, I can't see a world in which the sports books are going to do that. But putting those things aside, this is also the media trying to come at Conor mentally through the allegations that McGregor has dealt with in the past, the antics outside of the cage, which is valid, but it's fight week. Conor McGregor's back. It went to a civil trial, and he got found not guilty. Man, you can't really say the same for Gable Stevenson, but I'm not going to get into that. I don't like celebrities as much as the next person, but we got to focus on fighting, man. And what I think is going to happen is Conor McGregor by submission. It's plus 2250. And if this is the night in which we take all our money back from the sports books, let it be known that Sauce called a Conor McGregor by submission. That's all he's been training, man. He's gonna be better in the clinch against Max Holloway. I know he's gonna want to strike from range with Holloway, except for Ilia Topuria. But I can see Conor McGregor going up in the clinch. I can see him shooting for takedowns. That's probably what he's been practicing this whole time. I don't know if he's going to work the leg kicks. I don't know what. He's going to come out throwing in the first minute, and if he doesn't get that, he's probably going to clinch up for the rest of the fight. So, we saw what Charles Oliveira did to Holloway, and that was disgusting, bro. That was sickening. And for the BMF belt, you know, it was disgusting. But we watched him ragdoll Holloway at lightweight for 5 rounds. McGregor's going to probably go out there and try and take him down, try and clinch up. And yeah, I don't know. Like I said, nobody knows how this is going to go down, but I can see that happening. And how awesome would it be if I picked McGregor and was right? I think I haven't watched many of the prediction videos. I think most people are probably picking Holloway logically, but that's not what we do here. That's not what we do here. We don't think logically. We don't think about these things with our brain. We think about these things with a heart. And watching McGregor growing up, this one, it just hits home, man, as it does for everyone else in the sport. To see him fight live one more time is going to be incredible. I can't wait. No matter what happens, this isn't one of those cards where I'm expecting to make a ton of money or like any money at all. But you know what? That's okay. We get to watch Conor McGregor fight on International Fight Week, and I'm so excited, man. I cannot wait. Biggest card of the year. You guys better be getting excited. We got a press conference tonight. We're so back, man. We're so back. We're just so back. All right, I might make a video on the press conference. We'll see. It is a Conor McGregor press conference, so there's going to be content. But if not, I'll make a video after the event. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one.